Good evening to our viewers. Thank you for joining us today on the evening review. My name is Taiwan Jabela, your host. Tonight we are continuing the conversation around men who have endured difficulties in their relationships or marriages, and their stories are barely heard, and when they speak out, nobody actually buys into their story. Tonight on the show, we have a similar guest, PJ Amunyela, whose story perhaps is more horrifying than the one that we had last week of Kanaboy, the musician, who came here to say that he was enduring a lot of challenges in his marriage. Thank you, PJ, for making time.
Thank you for having me in studio too.
Yeah, wonderful. Your story is a bit different from that of Kanaboy because in your case, there were paternity issues where you had partners, more than one, who have sort of pretended that their children were yours, and you only had to find out later. If you can sort of summarize those two scenarios, what happened and when did that happen?
Okay, well, the first incident, let me call it incident,
Yes.
happened in 2011.
Yeah.
Okay, I was a young boy by then, where I met this girl, and it was I think I was coming out of a relationship, my long-time relation, my high school relationship actually, and then this was actually like a rebound relationship, where I met this girl, then we started dating, but then unfortunately then it was a long-distance relationship, whereby this lady was impregnated by another person while in a relationship with me, and then she told me she was pregnant with my child, actually. So she had to travel, and she had to come up, because her game plans were, her tactics were very, very, because I came to follow it up then at the end of the day when I got the results and all that. Then I realized it was a game plan, and it worked. Until now, a certain time when she was exposed. Because many people who read my story really didn't understand that they thought the lady came claiming that the child is not yours. It wasn't the case. I actually found out.
How did you find out?
It was actually weird because I had then, because, okay, the child was born 2011. Then in 2014, that's when I was now in a relationship with another person, and this person is a nurse. So this person was working late, and I was supposed to pick her up. So then there was an emergency. So then with me, I'm a very impatient person. So I picked her up, I waited for an hour, then when I realized that she was not coming, then I had to go. Then she called me, look, no, there was an emergency I had to attend to. Then now when I came to pick her up, she's explaining to me, no, the child, there was a lady who came in with a pregnancy of 5 months, but then unfortunately the child passed. Then she was now explaining me more in detail, like, look, it's not possible for a child to be born in 5 months. Meanwhile, at home, I've got a child that was born in 5 months after being with the mother. I think, firstly, it was a thing of I didn't understand. And then secondly, this child was born in 5 months, but not prematured. And I think who influenced that whole tactic was also the lady's mother, because I had to ask the mother, is it possible for somebody to give birth in 5 months? And the lady was, no, I think she's in my steps because I also gave birth to her in 5 months. So when it came from an elder, it fell a trap, then I fell for it.
That was now in 2011 or 2014?
I found, no, that was in 2011. I found out only in 2014 now.
How did you find out?
That was how I found out, but through my partner now.
Explain that part to me, but I lost you there. So the child was already in 2014?
The child was living with me.
Was living with you?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I traveled. I traveled to go see. This was a completely new relationship.
No.
Yes.
But we are still talking about the first child.
Yes, I'm talking about the first child.
Okay.
So the first child, I left her in Windhoek. I traveled because this new relationship, after now I broke up with this kid's mother, I got into a new relationship.
Yes.
And it was also still distance. So I traveled for a weekend to this new partner of mine. And now this partner of mine is in the medical field.
Yeah.
And now when I went, I was supposed to pick her up at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
So 5 o'clock I was at the hospital waiting for her. And then After that, while she didn't knock off at 5. So I waited until 6. She was still not coming out. Then I decided to leave and go home. Then she called me around 7, please come pick me up. So I was pissed because I'm a very impatient person. So when I went to pick her up, now she was now explaining to me that there was a case, an emergency that came in, and she had to attend to it. And now this emergency was of a woman who came in with a pregnancy of 5 months and delivered the child, but the child passed. Now my child, the one I left home, is born in 5 months after I slept with the mother. So now then I had to tell her, but what do you mean a child in 5 months cannot survive? Then she's like, no, a child in 5 months is not yet developed. So she was explaining to me the health terminologies.
Yes.
Then I was like, but the child at home, my daughter, because she knows, and she loved the child actually. I was like, but my daughter is born in 5 months. Then she looked at me like, babe, if what you're saying is the truth, then that's not your child. So actually, that's how I found out. So I have to call the mother and explain, because the mother that time when she went to deliver, that was now in 2011, she went like, no, the doctor is saying the child is growing very fast, when she used to go for checkups, and all of a sudden apparently the umbilical cord is damaged, so the child, they need to remove the child out, otherwise the child will die because there's no transportation of food and all that. So that's why I'm saying her plans were on point.
Okay.
Until I think in 2014, it was a thing of just her being exposed. It was like God did actually.
Well, okay. So then you called her.
When I called her, I told her that I did a paternity test. Yes, that's how I played her.
Okay.
And then she admitted.
I see.
Yes.
So today, as we speak, it is now clear the child is no longer with you. Do you know who the father is?
She showed me the father.
She showed you the father?
Because I called her and I told her, let's talk.
Yeah.
Let's have a conversation. And that's where I've learned that it can be, women are very powerful people because they can mess with your brain. I was looking at this woman, and this woman is still telling me after she had admitted, and I asked her, why did you do this? I never cheated on you. I've never hurt you in any way. Why did you complicate my life like this? Because now worse, the child stays with me. My family knows this child.
Yeah.
Everybody my neighbors knows this child. You understand? And how are you going to take this child away from me? So she was like, no, you don't need to tell the people. So for now, just come take the child. The child remain on your surname. Then you stop you stop supporting the child. Then we leave it like that because the child only knows you as a father. Until then, I have to speak to my brother. And my brother's like, look, this person have already created damaged you.
Yeah.
And now she's trying to solve this problem with another problem again.
Yeah.
So it's not going to work. So then we have to do the paternity test. It came 100%. I'm not the child's father. They took the child, moved on.
And the surname things had to be sorted and stuff. Or how did that?
Yeah, but the last time I checked, that was in 2020. They still didn't change the surname from my surname. Funny enough, the lady showed me the father of the child, and that child looked exactly like the father, sadly. But then the mother, until today, there's a sister to the lady now that gave me a child, who, the child is now big. I think the child is in grade 5, if not grade 6.
Okay.
And the child is asking for the father. They are still showing my picture, like they are making it look like I'm denying the child. I don't want to support the child. But the paternity test doesn't lie.
I see. Did you say that you had another scenario again, a second scenario similar?
Yeah.
What? Tell us about that one.
No, the second scenario was, okay, then time passes, fall in love with somebody again. Now this somebody, well-educated, beautiful, from a very good family, we started dating. And then I felt she was not treating me the way I deserve. Because look, I know how I deserve to be treated. Yeah. Then when I ended the relationship, because I told her about that story, she actually took advantage of that. She played me, and went after, like, she went to sleep with a guy that always wanted her when we're in a relationship. Funny enough, it's a guy I school with, and it's a guy I know. And then she fell pregnant. Then she came to say it to me. And I even told her about how. No, but then she told me, no, you are the only person I've been with. But now this one, the second one, something that I think after 5 years, the way this lady was behaving triggered me at some point, like, this person treats me bad. Maybe this child is not even mine. So then out of the blue, I decided to go do a paternity test. The results came 100%, I'm not the child's father.
That was how old was the kid?
5 years. That was 2019.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. This is it's a very serious situation, Chief.
Yeah, very.
It's a very serious situation. So, did she also then later say, "Look, it's true. Your findings are correct," or how did that one get resolved?
No, this one was even more dangerous than the first one.
Yeah.
They said the second cut is always deeper. Eh?
Yeah.
So this one was the thing of when I found out, I had to, because she was not talking to me.
Mm.
And funny enough, she always tried to break me down. That was her strategy always.
Mm.
Because I remember somewhere in 2017, I was traveling, my car broke, and I was studying by then. Then I told her, can you cover up for a child this month? I'll pay you double next month, because I had the registration with Poly by then. Then my car broke, gearbox, I had to buy again. It was a lot of money.
Mm.
What she did, she actually went to court to open a case for maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
Make it look like I don't support the child. And then, so now that paper was delivered at my office, and she was given a copy that I was summoned to go to the court. And then what she did, she took a picture of that directive from court.
Yeah.
Then her friends posted on Facebook, and her friends were sharing it. So like to give a perception that I'm not a present father. Until then, when I had to go to court. When I went to court, then the court realized, somebody even in the court was like, this lady is not fighting the child. She's actually not over you. And with the second child, it was actually, I came to learn and to understand later that this lady was actually obsessed with me. Where like obsession, now this person is trying, I realized when somebody's obsessed with something, and that's why I learned it. When you don't get what you want, you tend to hate that particular thing, and all you want to see is that if it's a person, you want to see that person suffering. So when I approached her with the paternity test, she became dramatic. Like, yeah, no, apparently I made it up. If I don't want to support the child, I must just tell her. And weirdly, that girl penetrated my brain as well to a point that I started doubting the paternity test in my hand. Then after that, I told her, look, you know what? I don't want dramas anymore. I went through this. It's not a good experience. In fact, I don't want my family to know about it or my friends. All I want you to do, take your child, leave me alone, we move on. You don't even need to refund me anything. This woman is the one that went to contact my mother that I'm denying my child, knowingly that the child is not mine. Then, because her father was a director in one of the ministries, OPM. Let me be specific. I'm not mentioning the name. Yes, OPM. And because the father is now a big somebody, so the father have to come in. And the father came in with this strategy of, yeah, we also don't know who our fathers are. And now then her mother gets in like, yeah, no, we trusted you with dropping the child to school, so you went to test the child. Now I'm asking them, so you guys care more on me doing the paternity test, but you guys don't care about the result that the child is not mine. After supporting this child for 5 years. Medical aid on me, everything on me. Then now from there, that's when they claimed, or they started that making allegation they don't trust my paternity test. So we need to redo. Because now they are rich, of course, they are like, no, we are going to do a second paternity test. If the results comes the same way, we are going to pay you for everything that you have spent on the child. Then I'm telling them the result will never change. I think the best we can do, I even told the lady, can you spare yourself some embarrassment? Tell your parents the truth. We end it here. Then we go on, move on with our life. I have to be forced to go now through the court, blood withdrawal and all that. The result came 100%, same as the first one.
I see.
And then from there, they are telling me now, yeah, the lady now, she was the one who was on the forefront of it. And she was the one who was saying, money is not a problem. Because it ended very bad, actually. Because even after the results. So the lady was like, after the results came, she's like, yeah, when you guys were sleeping, I was not there.
Yeah, yeah.
Then I'm like, coming from an elder who is a mother, who was supposed to look at me as a son as well,
Yes.
and put herself in my shoe. Then from there, again, because they made me write a letter, apparently, I must put it in written.
Yeah, let's go for a quick break, PJ, and then we come back with this very strong, shocking conversation.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master.
Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
The conversation with PJ Amunyela continues. So then you had, so even after the promise that if results were to come out negative, they will repay you for what you've spent on the child, that promise was never kept? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it was never kept. But what's so funny and what was so painful was the fact that they made me write a document because they're like, I must put it in black and white. I'm human. So I was like, for 5 years. For 5 years, medical aid was on me. I take the child to school. I pay the school fees. I drop the child to school. My energy, the humiliation, all that. I was like, okay, the least you can give me, repay me back at least a 50,000. They agreed until the date when they were supposed to pay. Then the lady started changing to a different direction. Then I had to go to the office of the lady because I was really hurt and traumatized. So, but I always keep my cool. I went to her office.
Which lady?
The mother of the grandmother to the child that was given. This now lady's mother. Then all I demanded was, can you give me the letter that you made me write? Because I don't know the purpose. Immediately when I left the office, this lady called the daughter and told the daughter they must go to meet at the police station. To report that apparently I said I was going to kill her daughter.
I see. Did you threaten her daughter?
No, I'm too bad. Look, Toivo, number one, I'm trained.
Yeah.
I'm trained how to kill, both with a rifle and with my bare hand.
Yeah.
If I was to kill, or if that was my intention, I could have killed her the first day I took the paternity test to her. Because we're only the two of us. Why should I kill her later on?
Yeah.
Yes. So.
Yeah. No, it's scary. I hope it doesn't get to that. But
no. I'm better than that.
Yeah. Okay. So. Okay. So the police got involved, and then.
Not only the police.
Yeah.
What they did, the mother called the police. Operation called the city police. Since I'm trained, they have to call the military police. So it was now 3 agencies who are like coming for me.
Yeah.
Then the father, because the ministry I work for does a lot of donation to the OPM. And the father was the director of emergency at OPM. The father then have to call my boss directly.
Yeah.
So the father even went to an extent of tarnishing my name at my working environment.
Yeah.
So then I got a tip off. Somebody from the police told me, no, a case been opened here, and I think this is your name.
Yeah.
Because I'm a former investigator.
Okay.
So this person advised me, like, if you'll be arrested at any moment right now. Because that case happened the time of the shooting was, with the shooting that took place in the CBD, the city center building.
Yeah.
So what I did, I drove to the police station and went, and I would really want to appreciate, by then, today's the Inspector General of the police.
Yeah.
By then he was the Commerce Regional Commander,
Joseph Shikongo.
Joseph Shikongo, yes. That man is the only person who settled the fire. Because getting in there, he have to go back and you have to tell these people, let's take away the uniforms. Let's go back to the root. What brings us here? Because now the mother, the father, the mother, the auntie, the whole family came there. And unfortunately, I was just with my mother. And then now I have to tell them, you people are rich, and that's why you guys are behaving the way you are behaving.
Yeah.
You guys don't even you are not even showing sympathy.
Yeah.
You understand? In other words, because Shiwambo, when you are wrong, you need to humble yourself at least.
Yeah.
So then, because then the Inspector General today, I have to say, look, guys, when we are here as the police, we are here to save lives.
Yeah.
You guys are claiming the man said he want to kill your daughter.
Yeah.
Where's the evidence? No evidence. Now then he explained to them, look, this man is also very precious to his family.
Yeah.
And you guys can move on with your daughter, but this man can die or kill himself. But we as a police, what we are there for is to make sure that life are not lost or no family loses somebody. So then after that whole story, the level it was escalating, I realized it wasn't going to take me anywhere because the guns that I'm fighting, my weapons are not sharp enough to tackle it. So then that's where it ended. I had to go to, I was hoping Home Affairs will help me.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the father still is a director. And these guys in government, they know each other. So that case, they changed it and it's water under the bridge.
It was under the bridge. So even in this case, it's official. The child is not yours. DNA is proven. It's
Two
proven.
times.
Yeah.
2 times.
Yeah, but this specific one, because this one was just too dramatic.
Too dramatic.
It sounds as if maybe the DNA didn't come out. Maybe it came out positive, and people just thought you are not taking responsibility of your child.
No.
Yeah.
If there's one thing I'm really good at, is being a father. I play that role very well. And I think they also took advantage because they know I'm a caring person.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, when you go through those two situations, I mean, how do you move on with your life? How do you move on with your life from there? How do you trust your next partner? Are you going to do paternity tests for every child that you're going to make going forward? How do you live?
That's actually $1 million question, and I got that question a lot of times. It's a thing of, I think there are 4 principles in life that really matters. Number 1 is the upbringing of somebody. Number 2 is the educational level.
Yeah.
Number 3 is the work, the job that you does as well.
Yeah.
And number 4 is how close you are in your religious, or how close you are to God.
Yeah.
I think with those 4 weapons, one can be able to maneuver and move on. Because one thing I've learned in life, and I learned it at university, was that one of my lecturer told me was nothing is a problem in this world. Nothing is a problem. And today's problem is always tomorrow's jokes.
Yeah.
But then, the way you look at a problem is a problem. The way you look at a problem, the way you react to a problem becomes a problem.
Yeah.
Of course, there's a lot of men who couldn't, if I look at many people of my era, of my generation, a lot of men couldn't survive what I went through.
Yeah.
Because number 1, our voices are not heard.
Yeah.
Number 2, there was no law that protects men. Number 3, women always team up to fight us. Even now, I'm expecting a lot of women to team up to fight me, but I'm ready to fight, to face them.
Yeah.
So that's where the sad part comes. Then we look at the society where we're brought up like a black community. You shouldn't cry, you shouldn't speak out, you can't show emotion.
Yeah.
You understand? But with me,
And there's a lot of shame also. I mean, how do you even start informing everybody that believed the children were yours? How do you rectify that? To say, look, guys, sorry, but it's actually not my child. I mean, even to your own family, that's difficult.
yeah, it's actually embarrassing.
Yes.
And with me, actually, it got to a point, because not only at home, of course, you have family members that are just like that. Then you go to the neighbors and community. Then you go to the working environment.
Yeah.
No, that one is always crying for kids that are not his. That one, or some are saying, no, that one can't produce,
Yeah.
So, but at the end of the day, it's about being truthful to who you are.
Yeah.
You understand? Being truthful to who you are. And you know what your goals are in life. When you're focused with your life, because people are going to talk anyways, but it's a thing of, as long as, and that's where I develop a thing of, I need to save lives. There are a lot of men who are being abused and nothing is done. That's why if we look at the ratio of people taking their own life or committing suicide, it's mostly men between the age of 18 to 50 years or 45 years who are taking their own life because they feel hopeless.
Yeah. So as we draw to the conclusion of this conversation, PJ, what are your life plans around issues of relationships? I mean, do you still believe in love, for example? Do you believe in soulmates? Do you believe in the concept of marriage, for example? Is it something that you want to do going forward?
Very much. I love love, and I've got a lot of love to give. And I look at life today and I go like, wow, what a milestone. And, you know, because pain is not love.
Yeah.
Pain is not love. And trust you me, I also believe God can give you something that you can handle.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you are being shaken or you are being shaped and being prepared for something very beautiful. And I think I'm in that era right now because I'm in my beautiful era.
Yeah.
I'm loved, right? I'm
Yeah.
appreciated. I'm understood. And also to what you just said, it's also very, very tricky when it comes to relationship.
Yeah.
More especially me being here today. I have dated a partner who didn't want me to talk about this. You understand? When I speak about it, trying to save men's life, they think I'm looking for publicity. And then I tell her, look, the profession that I am in allows me already. I've seen, there's no VIP in Namibia that I haven't seen or met because I've been on television, not now on this platform, for example. So it's not necessarily I'm not craving for publicity. I'm known already. What I'm trying to do is to save life of a man or a boy child.
Yeah.
And I want, my future plan is I want to engage both in corporate companies, in corporates and government institutions, where if I can be rendered an opportunity to talk to men.
Yeah.
For example, we have a conference, men conference. If we look around that area of that, it's a good initiative, men conference, but who are the people who go speak at men conference? These are mainly pastors, musicians, and celebrities.
Yeah.
You understand? Top businessmen to go talk. But you will be shocked that none of these guys have even survived this gender-based violence we are talking about here. You understand? And none of them survived. They don't even know how it feels. So a pastor is going to talk based on the Bible and religious. But that's freestyling.
Yeah.
They're not talking because when you hear from a horse mouth, even when you get a question from the audience, you know how to tackle. That's why the guy who was in studio last week,
Yeah.
I understood him.
You understand?
And I understood his pain.
Absolutely.
But
time has come to an end, my brother. But PJ, thank you for really being brave and coming to the platform. It's the same thing that I told Kanaboy last week, but later in his story, there are things that I thought needed more clarity. But in your case, it's scientific. It's DNA is either positive or negative.
Yeah.
So we are sympathetic towards what you have gone through, but time is up now. But thank you for coming to the platform.
No, I thank you for giving me this opportunity as well, so that we can I think you and I, because you guys are in the forefront of these institutions and you guys have the audience.
Yes.
I think we need to work on something bigger to save lives, because a boy child, even if it means I would love to be an advocate for this.
Yes.
Mental health, male being abused and suffering in silence.
I agree. That was PJ Amunyela. He's had 2 children pinned on him as a father, but later scientifically that was proven otherwise. But that is his story. Thank you for watching.